Alright, got some new information about the still site run across a couple weeks ago. There's actually a home site, still's back over that way. There's actually a home site that shows up on some of the old maps I looked at, and I think it was gone by the 70s, but it was definitely there in the early 1900s. So that still most likely went with that property, not the one over that way, which is what I was thinking, where we're finding the barbed wire, which was actually pasture land until the 60s. I actually found some aerial photos of that. So where that barbed wire was pasture land. It was all cleared out through the early 1900s to the, say, mid to late 60s probably, and that started growing up. I think that's probably when the park bought that property. But anyway, the website I use to find this kind of stuff, in case you're new to the channel or haven't understood when I've talked about it before, is called historicaerials.com, and you can go on there and it basically gives you a map, and you can search different areas. You can put in your zip code, whatever, and then you'll have toolbars that give you topographical maps, aerial photos, and satellite imagery. So it's kind of a crapshoot what you'll get. For instance, this area, the furthest back topographical I have is 1908. The furthest back aerial photos is about 1950 something. But your area may go back further, or it may not go back hardly far at all. Just, it kind of depends. But it's a good tool. I found out about it from, I think a guy that had a metal detecting channel, and he was talking about how he researches properties, and it's really come in handy just for doing what I'm doing right now. I mean, I'm not even metal detecting, but we got a tree fell since we were here last. That sucker, I don't know if y'all can see all that. See where it, see back there where it skint that tree, where it fell down it. Yeah, that wasn't down last time we came through here. So we'll check around the root ball, see if it uprooted anything cool. But the old bottles I found up this way, they may go to the house that we're, or the home site that we're looking for. They may go with that old farm out there. I don't know. But anyway, let me get off here and we'll get back to looking. Alright, so here we are back at the spring with the what's left of the old still. See the axe hits on the side of it. There was probably a bigger piece on top. Looks like they just took it off because it's not down in there. I've looked down in there. There's nothing in that hole, but you can see where it's dug down into the ground. But anyway, so the home should be up over that way. So let's see what we can find. Maybe we'll find a bottle dump or something. I doubt we're gonna find anything left in the house, but maybe we'll find something cool. Okay, the spring where the still was comes down and runs into this creek, and the home site should be somewhere in this area over here. I don't have any exact GPS coordinates. I'm just kind of spitballing it from a 1900s topo map, trying to match it up to a modern map. Alright, we're up on the ridge now. This ain't a bad spot. It's not super level, but most of the trees up here look to be about 70 years old, 80 years old or younger. But I don't see a road yet, and I don't see a chimney pile, any kind of foundation stones, anything like that yet. But it's got to be in this general area. I mean, I could be 50 yards off, you know, either way, but if I can find the roadbed, that would be a big help. But this all just seems like it just keeps going uphill, and then maybe it flattens out up there. I would really like to find a big old gnarly oak tree or something right in the middle of all this. That would kind of, to me, would be an indication that that's probably where the house was, because people, if they cleared off the land, they would leave some of the bigger trees, you know, for shade, obviously. That's why a lot of times around old home sites you'll find some big old oak trees, and then everything else is pretty small. Alright, I'm just going to keep looking around, kind of walking back and forth. There's got to be a rock pile or something around here. I do see some nice deer rubs though. Well, I said a minute, but check this out. Yeah, I'd say we're on the right spot. That's whatever that is. That's stuck in the ground pretty good. Okay, I haven't found anything else, but I did find this spot right here. This seems to be just a piled up rock wall right here. It's just real small. I dug this back a little bit. There's more rock under there. So I think they piled it all up and then pushed dirt, all that all over it. This whole thing is just rock, but it only doesn't appear to go super far. Just looks like it's right here. So I don't know if that's to stop water, to catch water on like that side of it. Over there, it is kind of a low spot there, or if this is to direct water when it rains and it runs downhill, then catch it and direct it that way toward where they were farming. I'm not really sure, because there's no roadbed here, there's nothing else, so it's kind of an odd spot to just build a wall. And it could have been let me think, what else could that have been? Could have been a foundation for something. Maybe there was a barn here or something. Maybe they had to raise it up to level it with the ground. So maybe this side would have had some timbers and then going that way, and then maybe there was a structure here. But it doesn't appear that this was the home site or anything. I don't see a chimney pile or anything like that. And this is not the chimney pile, by the way. This is just a big wall of earth and rock. So I'm not sure. I know there's some places where because the ground was uneven, they would build barns and stuff, and then they'd have like an earthen ramp up to it. But that's pretty narrow. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably to build some structure, maybe. Maybe that was to level it out so that it would just be level with the ground here. Not sure. Let me know what y'all think that might be for, because there doesn't appear to be any real rhyme or reason to it. Okay, those rock mound walls were over that way. And you can see here's a dried up, what I can only describe as like a creek bed right here. Runs right through here, all the way up to where those walls were, and then I'm guessing it goes on down the hill, meets up with the creek. So there probably was another spring up there, and they had built those little dams to kind of catch the water for use for either animals or for just watering their crops. That's the best I can figure it. Anyway, other than that piece of old rusty metal, I haven't found anything else to indicate that anybody's been out here other than those walls, those little dams, whatever you want to call them. Old tire. First piece of human anything I've seen out here since I found that rusty thing. Alright, it's kind of hard to see it, but I think I'm standing on the roadbed. Main road is right through the trees. I've watched a couple cars go by. That way they disappear behind a big ridge. It's really flat right there. I think that's where the road comes in. And there's actually a big hunk of metal over here. I don't know if this is a bucket or what. I just saw that. Okay. I don't know what this is. The heck is this? I don't know. Is this a rock? It's round. What the heck is this, guys? It's like a big old round rock or something. The heck is this? I mean, it's really light. It's like it's masonry or something. Huh. Yeah. Hang on a second. Yes, I smelled it. It smells normal. It smells like a rock, but it's not. It's really light. It's like somebody poured something in a bucket and the bucket deteriorated. So it must have been in a wooden bucket. Is this tar? Is this hardened tar? No, tar stinks. This isn't tar. The heck is this? Alright. Somebody out there recognizes what this is, but I think it was in a bucket. Near as I can tell. Maybe it was in a bucket. Oh yeah, I think it was tar. Look at that. Look how smooth and... Why would there be a big bucket of tar out here? And why doesn't it smell like tar? It just smells like mud, like dirt. I'll take a piece home. Maybe we'll heat it up and see what happens. Weird. Alright. Back to it. Alright, here's another pile of rocks. I think you're trying to keep it from washing the road out. Because I think that's the road bed right here. And I think there's another one on the other side of it. So it's trying to keep it from washing that out. But I found some later trash over here. I think this is just some probably people coming out here. Got probably an old oil can or an old paint can, because I don't know, oh, that's cool, double cola. Okay, that's an old whiskey bottle. That's useless. Here we have Carson's Quality Beverage. I'm trying to clean this off. Let's see. Oh, that's from Gastonia. Quality Beverage contains carbonated water, sugar, fruit acids, imitation fruit flavors and colors, 12 fluid ounces. Nesbitt Bottling Company, Gastonia. Huh. I know a guy named Nesbitt. I ought to give that to him. And here, got an old 7-Up. That's a nice bottle too. Full of nasty water, but see if we can't clean that sucker out. I'll make some room in my bag. I'll take all these. Well, not the liquor bottle, but the drink bottles. Got something nasty in there. There she comes. Ooh. Grass and stuff in there. There it goes. Sorry about that. That was gross. Yeah, I don't know how old that is. Well, that's cool. I never heard of double cola. Sorry about that. Got daggone mosquitoes all around me. A mighty flavor. Ooh. This one's from Gastonia too. I like that bottle. That's cool. Alright, I'm gonna get these cleaned up and throw them in my bag. I don't see anything else right around here, but we're gonna look. I think that's the road bed running along there, so we're gonna look all in this area for the house. Maybe we'll find something else. Maybe we'll find a bottle dump. If we do, I'll mark it on my map and then we can come right back to it and look around, because I really barely have enough room in my... I'm just wearing my backpack today and it's full of gear. I barely have room for these. Alright. Alright, this is the closest I've found to any kind of foundation. There's a pretty squared stone. There's a big one that's almost at a right angle. I don't see anything else right here, but with all the leaves, It'd be kind of hard to see it anyway. Let's see. Maybe this is on the back end of the house. Look over this way. And that's if that's part of the house. I mean, I don't know. But that's the closest I've found to any kind of foundation stone. That's a root. Okay, here's another. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here's a big stone. This looks like this is. See, that's just. Okay, that's rotten wood. Okay. A big old stone. This could be part of the foundation. All right, let me look around some more, because so far we got those right there. Then there's a rock. There's one. Yeah, let me look around. Okay, either this is the roadbed, because I kind of lost it back in there. It just disappeared. But either this is the roadbed, or that's the roadbed over here. Either one. But the house should have been over in this direction. And oh man, sorry, scratching mosquito bite. There's this big rock right here. And I don't think this is just some coinky-dink rocks that just happen to be out here. So that's the first cut-looking stone I found. And then you got those other ones are right over there. So I don't see a chimney pile, but that doesn't mean it's not right here. It's just covered. There's probably about 15 trees down that have fell and rotted away, plus normal ground cover and erosion over time. Sorry, I was scratching again. That's why the camera's doing this. So yeah, I don't know. It could be, I mean, I could be standing on it and it's just covered in leaves, but I don't see any bricks or anything. I'm going to keep looking over this way, but I think that's turning into more what we were seeing earlier, that where they had plowed out fields for farming. But this should be the general area where the house is. So I think I'm pretty close. I mean, this could be remnants of another structure, like a barn or something. I don't know. There was only one structure on the topo map, but that doesn't always mean they didn't have some other smaller buildings that just didn't register on the, they didn't bother putting on the map. I've seen that several times. Alright, I finally found it. The rocks we found before were up there, but right here, got a big honking rock right there in front of that tree. Got another one here. This is a big mound of rock, and there's also brick. So there's another brick. So this is it. This is the home. There's another big rock covered in moss. See, I wouldn't have thought it was over here, because if you look at all the erosion, I mean, there's big dugout spots all around on both sides. There's another one running right through here. There's another one. So I mean, the house is that's cool. That's one of those Vietnam era planes that they used to use for spotting. It's got the prop in the back and the twin boom tail. So Cessna, I can't remember what it's called. It's awesome. I don't see any of those now unless it's an air show. But anyway, the ground's really just dug out bad here. This is a weird place to put a house, but this is it. Huge pile of rocks, bricks, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I'm just kind of looking through the leaves here. We got square bricks, all kinds of rocks. There's another big one. I mean, you think that tree right there is, what do you think, 80, 90 years old? At least 80 years old. There's one of the probably foundation stone right there. What I'm seeing is big rock, come around. Oop, lost it. Big rock. Come back over here. Big rock. And there probably was one over there somewhere. It's probably washed away now. And then all the rest of this was the chimney and everything else. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to mark this on my map, so be right back. Okay, the home site we finally found is up on that hill. And I was just kind of walking back and forth down the hill looking to see if there were any like evidence of a bottle dump or anything, but I did find this. Another little dam laid out, which is weird because this ravine is one of those that's running right alongside where the house was, which I thought this would have come later, like after the house was gone and all this was washing out. Why would you build your house right beside that? But whatever. I'm not a pioneer. I don't know. Maybe it's an easy way to get water running right by the house. But so there's a little dam they put in. Okay, when I last talked to y'all, I was up there. Walked along down here. Washed off in the creek. I was coming back through here. I seen another old barrel band. Now I'm still away from that still. And then look what I found up under the leaves right here. Daggone if they didn't have another one down here. Because the still site I showed y'all before is across the creek and back over behind this where the spring comes down around that way. So this is another one. Then I'll beat to hell. Here's another piece of it. Or this is more of that one. Well, no. All right, let me make sure I'm at the right spot, because I crossed that creek after coming between two big hills. Sorry. I went between two big hills, crossed the creek, went up there, went all up in there looking for that home site, found it, and then come back down. So yeah, I'm not anywhere near that other still. So this didn't just wash down from that one. It wouldn't be able to. So how about that? So these people, oh yeah, here we go. Oh, there's one of the pipes that run between the mash pot and the other barrels. Well, that's pretty cool, guys. All right, let me try this again. This is take two. I just talked for like 5 minutes and realized I wasn't even recording. All right, back at the original still site, first one we found. The second one is actually back over this ridge, there's another spring, so it's not on the same spring. There's multiple springs coming out of this big hill. But anyway, when I was coming back, I thought it was the same spring that I crossed, because this is the one I crossed to get back over there. So I was following that other spring, and then I kept going and going and realized nothing looked familiar. And I realized I'd walked about, I don't know, a couple hundred yards, and I was going the wrong way. So I turned around and went all the way back to where the home site was, and then walked across the ridge and then back down and crossed the spring where I was supposed to. So it got a little nerve-wracking there for a minute, but I wasn't ever really in danger of getting lost, because if I just hiked back to the home site and then kept on going in that direction, I would have hit the main road, and I now would have just walked down the road to my truck. And if I had kept following that other spring, I would have eventually come out probably in somebody's backyard. So wasn't really that big a deal. But if you hear any gunfire, that's coming from over that direction. There's a private property over there. I heard a couple shots a minute ago. Anyway, it's getting awful warm. Alright, but anyway, the moral of the story is know where the hell you are. I knew where I was just was following the wrong spring out of here. So I was actually going way down that way instead of crossing back over here. I'd walk way down that way. All right. I hear a tractor. Means they must be loading some equipment on them trailers up there. All right. Well, I guess I'll look around for sheds for a little bit. And then we'll head on out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope I didn't get too long-winded sometimes, but I want to sit down here and get me a drink. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. Found some cool bottles and stuff. That's awesome. It's always fun. Alright, well, I'm going to get hydrated. Sitting down here on this end where I'm not under that tree.